Hey everybody, Junkman back again to talk The Last Jedi. By now, I hope all you fans have seen it. If not, and you don't want spoilers, cut this video off. Before we get into that, let's address the elephant in the room. I don't know if you can see it, but you might be able to hear it. About 2004, while trying to show my daughter that I could still skate, I busted my front teeth out. And for some reason, the cap, or whatever they do to fix the front teeth that I knocked out, broke off. Now, I know I sound like a southern hick, but now I look like a southern hick also. So sometimes when I talk, it's going to whistle, and it's going to look bad, but I wanted to address it because I get the comments, hey dude, what happened to your tooth? That's what happened. So let's talk The Last Jedi. Are you ready? Now, my first video, I did a little reaction of just coming right out of the movies. And I said I didn't like it that much, or I had some issues with it. There's things I didn't like. But I saw it a second time on Saturday, and let me tell you this, guys. If you went to see it opening night or whatever, and you didn't really fall in love with it or like it that much, check it out a second time, please. Because I liked it a whole lot more the second time around. A lot of those issues I had the first time around, I didn't even notice. Like, the first time I watched it, I thought the humor was a little too over the top. A little too much humor. But it wasn't. I didn't even hardly notice the humor being too much the second time around. I think what it is the first time when I'm going in to see the film, a lot of time I'm playing the movie in my head. What's going to happen next? What's Kylo going to do? What's Rey going to do? But the second time I go in there, I just relax, eat my popcorn, and watch the film without all this pre-thinking of what's coming up. And also, I think a lot of people have a problem with the film because they sat around and read fan theories, and they read spoilers that wasn't true. So they had built up in their mind all this cool stuff that was going to happen, or these answers are going to be this, and that's going to happen. And then when it didn't, they got upset. And these same people get upset if Rian Johnson made a Star Wars film that everybody knew what was going to happen. I love that Rian Johnson took some chances. He did some things I didn't like. Now, I've been screaming since The Force Awakens that Rey is a Skywalker, that she's related to Luke, that you can't go on without the Star Wars trilogy without a Skywalker by name. I know Kylo Ren's a Skywalker, but let's face it, Kylo Ren's going to die by the end of episode 9. So I was like, you got to have Skywalker. How can you go on if they ever do a 10 up without a Skywalker name? Well, it looks like I was wrong. And it looks like the Skywalker's gonna die out by the end of episode 9. In fact, episode 9 is gonna be what? The only Star Wars movie we have with no one named Skywalker in it? And the only Skywalker blood we'll have is Kylo Ren? How is that a Star Wars movie? I don't know, I'm really curious. Now people can say, well maybe Kylo lied to Rey and she is a Skywalker. Or maybe Snoke put that vision in her head. They could do all that, and maybe they will. Rian Johnson said in a recent interview that to him, Kylo Ren was telling the truth as he knows it. And that even for Rian Johnson, Kylo Ren was telling the truth about Rey's parents. But J.J. Abrams is going to come in and write episode 9, so you never know where it's going to go. But let's talk about the movie here. Okay, first, like everybody else, I think, I had a little issue with the whole Finn storyline of him on the casino planet. It was a little weak. But on second viewing, it didn't bother me as much. It seemed like there was so much tension with the Luke, Rey, Kylo stuff that I kind of needed that casino world adventure to kind of let me breathe a little bit. Although I do wish the storyline was a little better. I wish maybe the police of that casino town wasn't after Finn and them just because of a parking ticket, which is kind of silly, you know, why didn't they just let them go? But I guess once they stole those little horse things, it was a lot different and ramshacked the casino. They had more of a reason to go after them. I'm not sure how I like the whole, oh, we got to free the animals. Look what they're doing to the animals. Now they're free. But the little, you know, the little slave kids, well, I didn't even pick up that they were slave kids the first time I saw it. I guess they were slaves. They were living in the pen with the horse, it looked like. So I didn't really like the Finn story. DJ, well, the DJ character, oh, was that a stutter? Now, as someone like me with a speech impairment at times and stutter a lot, especially as a child, I never heard anybody stutter like that. I didn't even know the first time I saw it he was supposed to be stuttering until I read online that he stutters and he's like, Not that I can't really do it justice with this missing tooth. But I really didn't like the character. It started out, well, I was like, okay, I might like this guy. And him, what I did like is that Maz sent him to find the code breaker with this rose pen thing. And when you find DJ, you think, okay, that's going to be him. They just don't know it yet. But it turns out it wasn't him. Any other movie of a less director would have made it obvious as to who it was going to turn out to be. And while we're talking about Maz Kanata, man, didn't that feel forced in and look like something in Battlefront before you take a mission? I just really didn't like that. And here's a movie that can't find the time to work in Lando Calrissian, but they can find a way to squeeze Maz in there. I mean, they could have had Lando in the casino. He could have been the guy they were going there. They could have called Lando, and Lando would be like, hey, I'm really great at cracking those codes. I can't get to you right now, but I know someone who can. And then send them to the casino world. If they're going to force Maz in, they could have just forced Lando in. We didn't need a big Lando story. And please, Disney, I have to see Billy Dee Williams as Lando in this episode 9. Please give me Lando. So yes, I agree with most people saying the Finn story is kind of weak. But it's not weak like prequel weak. I liked it. It just wasn't as good as the rest of the film. Like I said, it kind of made me breathe the second time watching it. It wasn't as slow paced as I thought it was the first viewing. Rose is a good character, I think. I'd like to see more from her. I'm not sure if I want to see a Rose, Finn, Rey love triangle there. I don't think we will. Cause I think Rey sees Finn as a friend, nothing more. Maybe Finn sees her as more than that. Maybe, I'm not sure. The only thing I was really kind of confused about is the DJ character when he turned on him and sold him out for money. First off, he shows the First Order paying him off before they confirmed that he was right about the clone ships going to the old base. Looks like they would wait to confirm all that before they paid him off and gave him a ship. But how did he even know about the clone ship? Now, I know Finn didn't know about the story, about the plan to go to the old base on that planet. Again, let me know in the comments. Maybe when he's communicating with Poe on the communicator, the plan. But I don't think Poe knew the plan then. So I was a little confused about that. So help me out. So what did I love? I love Kylo Ren. And I love that this film surprised me. Someone that's I hadn't read spoilers, but going in, I kind of knew what was going to. I didn't think Snoke was going to die. And I love that, because when it really put me on the edge of the seat, because when that scene came up, I thought, okay, what's going to happen? Snoke is getting him to kill Rey. We know Rey's not going to die. So I was like, okay, that option's off the table. I didn't want Kylo to turn good, and I said, okay, and I was like, they're not going to kill Snoke, because they did it for episode 9. I was wrong. He killed Snoke. And I was very surprised. And for a film like this to surprise me, I love it. Because as much as I love The Force Awakens, and you all know I love The Force Awakens, it was probably the best Star Wars movie since the original trilogy, I wasn't very surprised about anything in it. Even, people were surprised about Han Solo dying. When he walked out on the bridge, I knew he was going to die. In fact, when Harrison Ford came back, I kind of figured he was going to die in the film. And I love that they surprised us with that. I had no idea that they were going to kill Snoke. I love it. And I love that I was playing it in my head, and I was wrong. And then after they killed Snoke, I thought, oh, God, they did it. They're going to redeem him. And I kept thinking, okay, Snoke's dead. Kylo's good. Rey seems like she's not going to change. What the hell's episode 9 going to be? But then they fooled us again. Here he is. And what does Kylo do after, kills Snoke and all the guards? He wants Rey to join him and rule the galaxy together. That's classic Star Wars. Isn't that what Anakin wanted Padme? They wanted to rule the galaxy together. Darth Vader wanted Luke to rule the galaxy with him. Now Kylo wants Rey to rule the galaxy with him. Classic Star Wars moments. And I know I've heard people say, well, there was some parts of that Rey Snoke part that was very reminiscent to Jedi. But people forget, these movies are sequels. There's formulas to these movies. Like I said with The Force Awakens, things happen in these older movies and they repeat themselves in these movies. That's what sequels do. That's what movies do. The prequel, Anakin grew up on a desert planet, dreamed of adventure. Luke, desert planet, dreamed of adventure. Rey, desert planet, dreamed of adventure. And there's similarities to all that, and that's fine. It's okay. They're not copying Star Wars because they don't know what to do. It's just a natural theme throughout these movies. So let's talk Luke Skywalker. First, they shocked me again, and this was a spoiler I read a long time ago that Yoda was going to be back. At the time, I didn't know if it was a theory or someone lying. And we kind of all heard the rumors, either Obi-Wan's going to come back, but Yoda's going to come back. And I forgot all about it. And when I saw the back of Yoda's head, it was like being 10 years old again. Loved seeing Yoda, and I love that connection between Luke and Yoda and them talking to each other, something I never thought I'd see again. Now, when they first showed Yoda, to me it looked bad. I knew it was a puppet, but it didn't quite look like Yoda. But for some reason, after a few minutes, it really felt like Yoda that we knew from Empire and Jedi. And that was because even Yoda in the prequels, when they did the puppet, it looked horrible. And then they redid it CGI, and it didn't look like Yoda. And another thing I love about this is Rian Johnson kept Yoda. Yoda in Empire and Jedi is funny, but he kind of missed that in the prequels. You know, maybe he grew a lot. Maybe it was a lot different by the time we get to Empire, living in that swamp this whole time. But I love that Yoda was funny again. I was kind of confused why he would want to burn up those journals. I know he was saying, well, you don't need them, but he says Rey has everything she needs. And it wasn't until the second time I saw it that I noticed that Rey does have everything she needs. She has those Jedi books with her on the Falcon. So they didn't burn up. They just burned up an empty tree. And I love that shot of Yoda and Yoda sitting there, leaned back, watching that tree burn. It's beautiful. And Luke and R2. Oh my God, when Luke turns around, it is R2. I can't do it like he does it. Oh, it was magical. Again, it took me back to Empire. It took me back to that friendship R2 and Luke had. I loved it. I wish we got more R2 and Luke. I really do. It was, whew, it really brought me back. I loved it. Mark Hamill is excellent as Luke Skywalker. And I've heard people say, that's not the Luke Skywalker I wanted. I wanted the Luke Skywalker to ignite the green and kick ass. Well, we weren't going to get that. I said for years on Twitter and everything that we're not going to get Luke kicking ass. We might get him fighting a little bit or helping Rey fight. We're not going to get that big kick ass. He's more Yoda in this movie than fighting Jedi. But Mark Hamill was excellent. And I love, Rian Johnson could have said, let's just give the fans what they want. Let's have Luke show up and kick ass and get killed, maybe in battle, trying to protect everybody. But no, he went out on a limb and did something different. He had Luke show up, and he's not really there. Now, I do have a question about this. Maybe you guys can help me out. Those dice he takes, we see that he gives them to Leia. One, if Leia thought they were real, why did she drop them? I could not figure that out. You think they were Han's lucky dice that Leia would have held on to them as best she could. So she did drop them. But then they disappeared, so they weren't even really there. I thought they were really there because early in the movie, we saw where Kylo's hand got wet from talking with Rey. So we saw that objects can appear from their mind force to real life. So I thought that was a nice touch, bringing those dice with him, and I love that. But then it didn't pay off because Leia dropped them like she didn't give a shit about them. And then Kylo found them, they just disappeared. So I don't even know where they are now. Did Luke rethink that and make Kylo, when Kylo was looking, did he want Kylo to find them? And Leia's got some other dice with her? I don't know. Let me know. Or the dice may be sitting on that tree somewhere on that island. But I love Mark Hamill did excellent. This is great Luke. And I love how much Luke changed between Jedi and The Last Jedi. They could have just kept him, went safe with him, and they didn't. That's what I really like about this movie, is they went different. I don't agree with all the choices. I don't really like that Rey's parents are nobody, because I don't understand why Anakin's lightsaber was calling to her if it was nobody. I don't understand why Obi-Wan talked to her in that vision. So a lot of stuff I was like, well, I'm not sure if I like. I think JJ was seeing it a different way, and Rian Johnson just put his spin on it. But I love that Rian Johnson took the guts to do something different. And best off, I love that Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, Disney, let him do whatever he wanted. They let him go a different way. They let him kill Snoke. They let him kill Luke. And I've heard people say, oh my God, how can you kill Luke Skywalker? Come on. Who didn't know Luke was going to die, at least by episode 9? And this was a great way to kill off Luke Skywalker. He goes peacefully, on his own. Obi-Wan kind of became one with the Force right before Vader killed him. Yoda became one with the Force. That's what he did. He took all that energy to go to the other side of the galaxy. A power that even Snoke couldn't really do. When he linked Kylo Ren and Rey together, he couldn't do it as good as Luke did it. So it really showed how powerful Luke Skywalker was, although it ended up killing him, I guess. But Luke went happily, looking at those twin suns, kind of like he was on Tatooine. I love that. That was great. I loved Luke Skywalker in this film. Sure, would I like to see him really there, lighting up that green saber and kicking ass? I would have. And so while we talk about his ghost, and we talk about the Ghost Force, or whatever you want to call it, I love that Rian Johnson really fooled us, but he put hints in there. Well, second viewing, well, first time I noticed he had Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber after it cracked in half, and I was kind of confused how he had it. But on second viewing, I noticed his feet didn't kick up the salt on the planet and show the red like Kylo's were doing. And when he brushes off himself after getting all those lasers, if you watch when he brushes, he doesn't brush anything off. He just does like that, but there's nothing that comes off, none of that salt or anything. So when you watch it the second time, you pick up that he's not really there, but you don't really catch it the first time around. So he really did fool us. Princess Leia, I'll go ahead and say it too. Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher was great in this film, but I hate, oh my God, do I hate that Mary Poppins flying to the ship. Now, I know I have no problem with them flying because they can use the Force to pull and levitate stuff, so I'm sure they could pull and levitate themselves back to the ship. The problem, it just looked very weird. It just looks really off, and I could not stand it. I don't know why I hated that. Now, when they first did it and Leia blew up, I thought, oh shit, they went back and rewrote this. They wrote her out. They killed her off, and I was happy with that, how she died. You mean, they killed Akbar the same way. No one really grieved for Akbar in the film. No one really cared. I mean, it's Akbar. But she wasn't dead, and I just really, I don't know how they're going to do episode 9. I can't see recasting Carrie Fisher, but I can't see how they're going to do it without recasting her. So I'm curious what J.J. Abrams is going to do, if it's just going to pick up and maybe start off with her funeral, if she's already dead. It's tragic that we're not going to get this. I mean, it's more tragic that Carrie Fisher passed away, you know, for the family and everything. But as Star Wars fans, it's also tragic for us in a selfish kind of way. I'm going to tell you, I know when I first scouted this movie, I didn't love it as much as I did the second time. So if you're like me and you didn't really care for it, please check it out a second time. Before I let you go, I love Poe. I've almost forgot to talk about it. I love his storyline. I love that he was so gung-ho to blow everything up, and he was so like, this is like my plan, it's gonna work, and no one believed him. And in most movies, it would come out that he was right and they were wrong and everything, but he was wrong at the end. He should have just left it all alone. And I love that. I love that he wasn't seen. You know, everybody in this movie didn't do the right thing. Finn and Rose failed their mission. Poe failed his mission. The mission to get to the planet, you know, kind of failed, getting there undetected anyway. Rey's mission to bring Kylo back to the good side failed. I mean, everything failed. I know everybody saw The Force Awakens and said, oh, these people, everything they do it right. There's never no risk. They can do everything. There's a Mary Sue. Everybody's a Mary Sue. But no, not this film. There was no Mary Sue. Everybody failed. I love that. But that's it. I just kind of want to touch. We had some family down for Christmas, and I was like, oh, leave. I got to talk about The Last Jedi. Why did y'all come down this weekend? So I kind of want to talk about it. If you hadn't seen it, again, I said it before, if you only seen it once, see it again. Please give it at least 2 or 3 more chances before you judge it, because it is a lot better the second time. I really love it. Now, I did my ranking of all the movies, and I said then I think I'm going to put it after Rogue One and a little bit before The Force Awakens. And that's right, that's where it fits in. I like The Force Awakens, and I love The Force Awakens. I like The Last Jedi a little less. And Rogue One, a lot less. I like Rogue One. I didn't love Rogue One. Like I said, The Last Jedi has problems, but most movies have problems. It's not perfect, but I love that it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. That they took risk and did their own story. Rian Johnson did the story he wanted to tell, even if it wasn't something fans thought they wanted or thought they were going to get. Well, let's say The Empire Strikes Back is a 10. And, you know, the worst movie, The Phantom Menace, is a 1. Now, I'm going to put this at around 7. Or if I had to give it a grade, I would give it about a B+. Like I said, it had some issues. Mostly the Finn stuff, storyline was weak, but I think it paid off. And I didn't even talk about the kid at the end using the lightsaber to show, hey, there's still Force users out there. And let me address this real quick. People I've heard, even today, still saying, why is Rey so powerful? She's not a Skywalker. She's had no training. Why is she so powerful? And we all know why she's powerful with the Force, but none want to admit it. We all know why she is so damn powerful. Thank you for watching, everybody. That's my kind of review or thoughts on The Last Jedi. Please, in the comments, let me know what you think about it. It seems this movie is really polarizing, where you got people that really hate it, really love it. So hit me up on Twitter or comment here. Again, StarWarsJunk.net. I'm the Junkman. Thank you for watching.